Hmm?
I said, did you get any gift?
I have a special thing that I will reveal just before the closing of the meeting, okay?
Oh, okay, okay.
With you in mind, you know, you did it to me, and I will, and I have a response.
Okay, okay.
Good morning, Mary. Good morning, everyone. Happy New
Morning,
Year.
Lilia.
Honey,
Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you, you too.
thank you. Tan rápido.
Sí, ya. Mary, do you have everything you need for your meeting?
I think so. What I would like you to do, though, as people come on board, is to promote everybody to panelists so that, you know, we
Okay.
don't have to keep going back and forth.
Okay, very good. I don't have any attendees at this time, but I will do so for you.
Okay.
You have a long agenda today. I had to rush out soon.
Well, you better not leave before I do what I gotta do, okay?
Is that a threat? Is that a
It won't be a long agenda because our presenter actually has a personal issue that he has to tend to. And so his presentation is going to be a little shorter than he had planned, but
no? It's just that I have an appointment. My eye doctors today, so
gotcha. I understand. Good morning, Verna. Morning, Verna.
just getting in.
You're muted.
Good morning, everyone. This is Verna.
Good morning. I was saying good morning, but you were muted, so.
Yeah, I was away from the desk.
Okay, that's allowed. I hear you. Happy New Year. Who is MZ94? Let's see. Oh, okay. Good morning, happy and healthy New Year to all, but I don't know who you are. Could you?
Maybe one of the three kings.
Could you identify yourself, MZ94, please? Ah, Marie, okay. Hi, Marie. Thank you for joining in.
Good morning, good morning.
Morning, Marie.
I guess our presenter's not here yet.
No, but he emailed me. His presentation is going to be a little shorter than he planned because he has a situation, personal situation.
Okay.
Marcial, hi.
Good morning, everybody.
Remind me of your association.
Oh yeah, so I work for Isabella. I'm with the El Corazon
Ah.
Neighborhood Network.
I'm sorry, you're with,
I'm with
Say it
you.
what do you do at Isabella again?
I'm the program manager for the El Corazon Neighborhood North program.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I hope everybody's doing well.
Considering. Okay, and Diane Ashley, Ebenezer, Diane Ashley needs to be promoted.
I tried several times, but I don't know what happening. I'm gonna try it again.
Okay, she's the marketing director at Isabella.
Okay, now
There we
we
go.
we went through.
Okay. Good morning, Richard.
Mary, if I can ask Maciel, who will be the contact person, public affairs for Isabella going forward?
Good morning. Can you hear me? It's Diane Ashley.
Good morning, Diane.
Good morning. I'm just trying to, I'm more of a Teams person than a Zooms person, so just trying to figure out, let me just see if I can get my camera going here. There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi. For those of you who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Diane Ashley and Chief Marketing and Communications Officer for MJHS Health System. Betty was on my team at Isabella. For the time being, we are directing people to the executive office. We obviously experienced a great shock, as did the whole community with Betty's loss, and we are in the process of putting together a plan now that we're back from the holidays. Not that Isabella went away during the holidays, but now that we're able to sort of get past the immediate shock of it and start talking about a plan. So.
Thank you, Diane. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit, okay?
Okay, no problem.
All
If
right.
you can send me the name and a telephone number for me to have it, an email for my
Okay.
daily operation, it would be really appreciated, okay?
Okay.
Not only a place on our calendars, but a place in our collective memory. December 7th, 1941. September 11th, 2000. And January 6th, 2021. On that day, I was not only Vice President.
I apologize, whoever's speaking, I can't hear.
Nobody's speaking right now, actually.
Okay, then. Actually, we heard somebody
We're
talking.
silent for a moment, believe it or not.
Uh,
Julie. Okay.
Not only to my colleagues, but to my staff.
I think it's like someone has the radio or the TV on. That's what she was referring to, Mary.
Oh, maybe.
Mhm.
It's not me this time.
It's not me either.
Lives of elected leaders
Good morning, Alana.
was not only a building
You're muted.
as it is, but they were assaulting for the institutions, the values, the ideas that generations of Americans have marched, picketed, and shed blood to establish and defend.
Good morning, lady, who's joining us from her sickbed.
Good morning, everyone.
To dismantle our democracy, our successful.
All right, all right, our presenter is not on yet, although he expected to be on, at least by phone. He was not sure if he could get on by his computer. But let's begin this meeting. It's 10:40 a.m.
We cannot let our future be decided by those bent
And let's start with introductions because we have
on unsettling lies and
some new people and some, people that may or may not know each other. I'm Mary Anderson, and I'm the chair of this Committee for Concerns of the Aging on Community Board 12. And welcome everybody to our meeting on January 6th, Three Kings Day. I appreciate everyone's joining in. We could do introductions, the committee members first. Maria? Maria, could you introduce yourself?
Oh, okay. I am Maria Luna. I'm a member of the Community Board 12, also a member of this committee. I'm happy to join all of you, New Year, and let's look forward to good things. So thank you so much.
Richard?
I'm Richard Allman. I'm a member of CB12 and of this committee. I also manage ARC's 8 Philip Randolph Center.
I expect that Yosef will be joining us soon, and I'm not sure about Carol. I haven't heard from her. Fern will not be joining us today. She let me know that she's unable to. Yes, Richard, you?
There may be an update on that.
Okay, all right.
Let's keep our eyes open.
Okay, will do. And if others could introduce yourself. Ebenezer, please.
Hi, good morning, Ebenezer Smith. I am the district manager for Community Board 12 Manhattan. If you need anything from the office, don't hesitate to call us, 212-568-8500.
Carol, would you introduce yourself, please? Good morning. I think she might be having a little difficulty there. She's, okay. Let's go through. Marie, could you introduce yourself, please? We'll get back to Carol.
Good morning. Again, happy and healthy New Year. I'm Marie Carmel Garza. I'm a nurse practitioner from Colombian Actors. I visit the homebound population at home, providing primary care and care coordination.
Thank you. Maciel, would you introduce yourself again, please?
Sure. Good morning again. My name is Maciel Meras, and I'm the program manager for the El Corazon Neighborhood North program.
Thank you. Verna?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Verna Arthur with the New York City Department for the Aging. I'm the Government Affairs Officer for Manhattan, and I'm here to assist you in any way I can, and we do look forward to a positive 2022. Thank you.
That's for sure. Thank you, Verna. Ilana?
Ilana Dunner, ED of Riverstone, and please forgive me if I need to get off sooner than later.
Gotcha. Shuli?
Good morning, Shuli
Good
Gottman,
morning.
Director of Mariah Senior Center. And I'm on the Executive Board of Waikoa.
Diane, please.
Hi, Diane Ashley, Chief Marketing Officer of MJHS Health System and representing Isabella.
Liliet,
Olga, meeting.
Liliet Lopez, Outreach Specialist of Night Connect Center Independence for the Disabled of New York. We connect people with any disabilities, any age, services, and resources, or it could be based on people's needs. We'll be sharing our information. I'll send it to you, Mary, so you can send it to everyone.
okay. Lady, are you able to introduce yourself?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Lady Jorge, Director at Star Senior Center. Happy New Year, everyone.
Fern.
Hi.
Hi, Fern. I just said you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But
you
Richard
never
said
know.
it would be an update. So.
I certainly can't stay as long as I would like, but I'm here for a little while.
Okay.
Fern Hertzberg, Executive Director, ARC 16 Fort Washington, and co-chair WICOA, and community member of this committee.
Thank you. I think Carol's having trouble
He was having trouble yesterday.
getting
too.
in. Yeah. Looks like she's getting some help there, but not able to be on yet. But anyway, Carol Weeks is also a member of this committee. She's a public member from the community, and she'll be on the call when she's able. Our presenter was having some personal issues, and it looks like he might be unable to join us. I'm not sure. He sent me an email that he was able to get on, if not by computer, by his phone, and was going to give a very brief explanation, introduction, presentation. I will forego that for the moment and jump a little bit ahead to asking the committee and the public members that are here from the community for a moment of silence for Betty Lehman, who was an important member of the community board, frequently joined our committee when she was able to. She was a longstanding member, giving, was the director of marketing at Isabella, did wonderful things for the community and for Isabella. And so let's just have a moment of silence if we can for her. Thank you. And if anybody would like to say anything about Betty at this time, please feel free. Fern?
So Betty came to the community about 20 years ago.
Hold on a second. If people that are not speaking could mute themselves, please, because we're hearing background noise and that's difficult. Okay, Fern, go ahead.
Thank you. So I worked with Betty since she started at Isabella about 20 years ago, and it was always a joy. She never brought anything but a peaceful, happy, generous nature to everything that she did. She was an absolute rock as far as the seniors being served by Isabella and throughout the community. And she will be sorely missed. She was the treasurer at WICOA. She was a pillar in the community board, which I served in twice. Both times she was a community board member. And I already miss her. And thank you for the moment of silence, Mary.
I'd like to say on a personal note, as far as Betty is concerned, I joined Isabella through the 50 Plus Club
Ah.
Initially was in the Walking Works Wonders group, and then through Maryland, got to really begin working more with Betty. And that's, since I retired, not as long as, haven't known her as long as Fern did, but I'm retired 14 years now, so it's that long. And Betty was my mentor, I have to say, because once I met Betty, she kind of took me under her wing and pushed me out of my comfort zone, I have to say. Because every time I turned around, Betty, after I got to know her pretty well, always found something more for me to be involved with. Betty would say to me, "Oh, wait a minute, somebody asked me about being, about needing somebody to do such and such or so and so." And I told them I have the perfect candidate. Mary, would you? And I could never say no to Betty. And, I jumped into things that I was like hesitant about, but, learned the roles. And, like I said, we talked and talked and talked and talked. I spent many hours in her office with her discussing things, that were going on in both of our lives, whether it be work-related and frequently personal. And she was always there for me. And I miss her terribly, and I have tears in my eyes now. It's very difficult for me to talk about her without those tears. And I miss her terribly.
Mary, it's Verna. Just want to say a quick thing. I got to know Betty when I attended the WICO's meeting at Isabella. And I just want to say, what a wonderful person. She had that soothing personality, and just, I can't even describe it anymore, but that pleasant, peaceful sounding and looking person. Always wanted me to look forward to meeting her. I know when Fern told me about her passing, and then she said, I'm trying to figure out who else do I know. Then I called Zamira Fern to let her know that she had passed, and she definitely will be missed.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone she met was touched by her.
Sure. And, besides all of her other roles, she was president of the Star Senior Center Board of Directors. And again, because of her, I'm the vice president of the Star Board of Directors. So we worked closely in that relationship as well. Anyone else?
I have my hands up.
I'm
This is
sorry,
Maria.
Maria, go ahead.
Well, I also was really hurt when I heard the news that she had passed. I mean, I usually don't like to say her name now, but knowing her way back, I know that Isabella, when we talk about Betty, we talk about Isabella, but for me, she was more than Isabella. She was the human being that was there for all to, I mean, she took a lot of sins on her shoulder, not because she was representing Isabella, but because the type of human being she was. She never said no, and I call her a little butterfly because you saw her in one moment here and another moment the other side, doing things for everybody in the community. She was the one that opened up Isabella really to the community. We're talking about the community board. No, she was more than that. She had, if you know, and if you attended some of the events at Isabella, something that was, never done before. All the political groups, the community groups that needed a space and some mentoring. Betty was there for us, and not only just to open the door for Isabella, not only to open the door, but also to be there in person. She was, I mean, it was just like, I'm sorry, she was a great human being. I will miss her. There's no one that's going to replace it. It's always someone that's going to take over. But the way that she handled herself, and she was a mediator also. I saw her handling things that when we were really crazy in our community board meetings, she never added fuel to the fire. She was a pacifier. She was always trying to calm people down. And that is something that, we're going to be missing, because there are few people like her around. So for me, she's a great pain, a great loss. And what else can I say? I just miss her, and God bless her, and thank her for all the years that she gave to our community. Being a single woman, she just put so many hours, extra hours, to make sure that everything was done the way, and also that Isabella had all, other managers before that work with the community. But I think that the way she handled the situations about the COVID problems that we have recently for the last year and a half, 2 years, I think that I'm sorry, Betty was instrumental in making people understand that Isabella was doing what they had to do, and I think that I just don't know what else to say, but she's going to be missed, and I'll miss her. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Richard, hold on a minute, because Marie Garcelle has her hand up. Marie.
Yeah, thank you. Everybody already spoken about Betty, and said what I was going to say, but she was, from the first day I met Betty, she welcomed me like she knew me 100 years before. And every time that I see Betty, she was always hi, and so energetic, so full of energy. And I was speechless when I heard she passed. And it's not going to be the same without her. And we will always remember her. Just like what Maria said, she never added fuel to anything. I've seen her doing WACO meeting. Things probably would get out of control and she would be like, okay, let's do it this way instead of this way. You're always trying to make peace and make everybody work together. Those are legacy that she left behind. I hope we embrace them and live by her example, continue to live by her example, make people feel welcome, be a peacemaker, be there for the community. And she was selfless, really. Continue to live by her legacy, because she leaves a lot for us to follow. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Marie. Richard.
Betty was a steady hand, a steady voice, a connector through whatever came up. And as Maria touched on, at the community board, that can mean even more than it does other places. It's not always a place of calm and focus. But Betty was always there, always looking for how to move forward, how to connect people. And it wasn't for the absence of strong opinions, of her own sense of what was right and wrong, which she was very able to express and did. But she looked at how to keep us going, how to keep things focused on moving forward. And did it all with just a whole lot of humanity, a whole lot of sense of who all us different people were and could be. I know I came into the neighborhood not that long after she started at Isabella. And she was just there in some quiet ways and one-on-one time saying, hey, Richard, you ought to check this out. Let me connect you here. Just the positive stuff that we'd like to think is normal, but which so few people do. And it really, you know, that's the organizational stuff, but it's the humanity and the warm person and the caring person that I really, really will miss.
Thank you, Richard. Anyone else?
I
Okay.
guess, is this a good place for me to say a few words, or would you prefer that to be another?
Just let me get on two of the members, committee members that haven't been able to speak yet or get introduced. Carol, Carol, are you able to unmute?
I'm sorry, I think George is trying to get in. He just sent an email.
Okay.
Our presenter.
Yes,
sorry.
you're right.
I would just,
Ebenezer?
if I could just say something also now. Otherwise I can go later.
Hold on a second. Technical issues here. I'm sorry. Ebenezer, did you promote George?
Well,
Sanchez,
while you're
George
promoting
Sanchez.
George, yeah, just Yosef here. Everyone
Okay,
spoke beautifully.
hold on a second, Yosef. Carol, you there? I actually introduced you before, even though, you know, you couldn't hear us and we couldn't hear you, but so if you can just hold on a second, okay? Yosef, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yosef
worries.
Kalinsky is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
assistant
yes.
chair of this committee.
Yeah,
And,
I'm very grateful that we had the opportunity to do this and to share with each other. And I'm sure Betty would appreciate that. And everyone just spoke remarkably beautifully. And just one word to add is, maybe, I'm not sure if I heard it or not, just very graceful. They were just a very graceful person, almost a royal person in the way she carried herself. Above all the little things, she was a big person, and she focused on what's important, and the little things didn't bother her. And she was really a role model for so many of us in the community, and she will be really missed.
thank you, Yosef. And you're picking up on the minutes, yes?
I will.
Okay. Ebenezer, could you promote George Sanchez, who's
Yes, I tried to,
okay.
but I don't know why it's not going identified by BG.
Yeah.
I tried several times. Let me try it again. It took a while.
He might be on
so-
his phone. He might be on his phone.
Okay.
Not sure.
Well, it's not happening. I'm gonna allow him to talk.
Yes, please. He's the presenter. George? George, if you unmute yourself, you can speak. George? You can try to unmute yourself.
Maybe he may want to log off and log back on again, Mary. That may help.
I'm sorry?
Probably if you log
Log
on
off and on again.
and back on again, it may help.
Hmm.
Or if he's on the phone, *6, maybe?
He seems to be from a computer. I don't see a phone number here.
Yeah, no, I don't either. So, yeah. I think he's trying to get on from his computer, but he said if he couldn't get on, he would try on his phone.
He sent an email saying he couldn't get on his phone either,
Oh, okay.
and he didn't know what the problem was. Why don't we have Diane speak in the meantime while he's figuring it out? Mary.
Okay.
He sent his cell phone number.
Yeah, but we can't bring him on without him calling in.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true. 347.
Right. All right, well, he'll keep trying and we'll keep trying to get him on board. Would like to hear about his project. I just want to say, give a shout out to Marie Garçon, who's been instrumental in helping us find presenters, because she's been, doing things in the community and attending things and made suggestions. This is one of the ideas that she came up with that would be a great presentation for our committee. It's called the Zip Code Memory Project. So hopefully George can get in and tell us a little bit about that. But I wanted to thank Marie as a guest from the community that's been so involved with our committee.
Sure, not a problem. The zip code memory, if you allow me to say just a little bit about it, it's it's regarding the COVID pandemic, and everybody in the Bronx, they collected 64 zip codes from Manhattan and the Bronx, and they make 4 groups, so allowing people to talk about their grief, their loss, how the pandemic affected them, and how we can work together to move forward. It's really good. They have a lot of workshops and working with the community to see how we can move forward, not move on, we move forward during the pandemic, and how we're going to deal with the effect of the pandemic years later. That's what the Zip Code Memory Project is about. George is one of the leader, the group that I participated with. So he has made much more information to share with you. How we can use this in our some of the workshop in our community and for the elderly population that we serve, or anybody really. But I was more interested in dealing with the elderly population, the senior centers, how he can come and present and do some workshop with the seniors, because I'm sure we are all affected one way or the other, especially the seniors who couldn't go to their program, who were isolated, who were depressed when we were on lockdown. So hopefully he'll be able to tell you more.
Let's see, Ebenezer, I think we have another member of Star Senior Center. It might be Maggie Hernandez, who's on the attendee list. And
thank you. Pardon for being late.
hi, Maggie. That's okay. Maybe you can tell us who you are and where you're from.
It's Maggie, and sorry I'm wearing a mask because my office is open. People keep walking in. It's Maggie Hernandez, and I'm from Star Senior Center in Washington Heights on 187th Street, the lower level of St. Elizabeth Church.
Thank you. And don't know if George is going to be able to get in or not. He's
Mary? You were gonna have Diane say it. Can you hear me?
Thank you for Marie for telling us a little bit about that project. I wonder if there are any thoughts about presenters for our next meeting. If anybody has had any ideas or thoughts about that. Speak now or let me know. Do we have any updates on the senior centers?
I can give an update.
Okay.
So we are still open, but we are, of course, taking more precautions because of the increase in cases in New York City. We are still providing food and grab and go. That has not changed. Some classes we have postponed temporarily just because of the proximity. But we're hopeful that things will get better. We're just preparing ourselves. We have an alternate plan in the event that senior centers get closed again, so that we're prepared in the event that it does happen, and we're not scrambling, last moment. In the event that we do close, we do plan to transition everything back to Zoom. It will include, full roster classes again over Zoom and grab and go meals, as well as wellness calls and casework by phone and electronic transfer of files, which we do in a very simple way, which is a photograph, texted, or sent through the WhatsApp so that we can read letters and perform anything that we can online. So that's where we are for now.
Okay, thank you. Fern, I'd like to hear from you about your center. Moving anytime soon?
Can you?
And how are things going?
Can you all hear me okay now?
Yes.
Yeah, I had to go and get the mic. I'm having issues with the speaker on my laptop. So today the senior center is open. Yesterday we did not have a lot of participants, and the day before that, the last week we were closed because we're having a lot of issues with staffing, with being able to maintain staffing between people getting sick, as generally happens in the winter, people getting sick with COVID, which doesn't generally happen in the winter, and the delayed wait until you get PCR results, which is happening to me, which is why you see my house in the background instead of my office. I still don't have results, and I took my test on Thursday. So it's unbelievable. As far as our new location, I actually heard from our soon-to-be landlord this week. He says that the fire department is finally scheduled for next week. I'm so excited. And so is the Department of Buildings for Public Assembly. Trying to get estimates for being able to get my IT company in to wire up the place for computers and telephones so that we can hit the ground running when we're actually able to open that space. If in fact everything happens next week in the way that he expressed, and if we get those approvals fairly fast, we should be able to open around March-ish at the new location. If not, more likely April. But that's what we're looking at right now. We have a lot of our things in storage at a storage company, so we don't have that much that we need to relocate from our space at 174th to our new space on Audubon between 180th and 181st. If you don't know where we're going to be located, it is a brand new glass front entry where the decorating and fabric store used to be on Audubon between 180 and 181. It's a gorgeous, sophisticated looking lobby. And I hope everything comes to fruition quickly and that we can move in there in the time frame that we are now thinking. As you all know, this keeps being a moving target, so I'm only cautiously optimistic. Only because every time I think it, the target changes. I just want to say more broadly that you all know I run 3 senior centers. One of them has been closed for 2 weeks because of the staffing problem. Both of our cooks there have COVID. And until we get negative results from them, we cannot reopen that site because I don't have spare cooks available to go in and learn that kitchen and be able to run the show there. So again, with cautious optimism, I'm hoping for Monday or Tuesday next week, but I really don't know. But I'm missing so many other staff and so many other sites that I've just relocated the people who can work to make the other 2 senior centers work more fully. I did speak with DIFTA yesterday. Merlene is on vacation, but lucky for me, she butt dialed me. So I was able to have a conversation while she's on vacation. And she said quite clearly that they are giving the senior centers full authority to pivot as we need to do grab and go meals, to do virtual, whatever we need to do, and to try to maintain connection with our clients and our optimum level of functioning in all of the senior centers. So if I get some of my staffing back in the other centers, we will pivot that way in Harlem in the center that's closed. But I don't think we'll be able to do grab and go because you have to have people on site who have food handler certificates in order to be able to do that. So that's my update.
Okay. Ilana, anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Fern, for that. Last week, we also had to close for 3 days, or we were closed anyway on Friday. So we closed for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday because of staffing limitations. We are back this Monday. Well, I guess Tuesday we started back. And we don't have any activities this week. We will resume activities pending anything else is happening next week, most of the activities at least. The Memory Center has been open the whole time. That has not been affected. Staff have been able to, come in. I'm worried as everybody is, and we'll just see how it goes. We'll stay open as long as we can. We have lunch certainly, and our social service department is working with appointments only, although people do walk in, so that's okay. And very few people are coming in, maybe 40 people, 30 to 40 people are coming in for lunch. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's about what we've been having too. Yesterday was an exception.
Next week, people are begging for bingo to start up again. So we'll give it a shot. We'll see how many people show up, but we have the space to space everybody out, so we can do that. But we'll see. So that's where we are.
We have the same number of people coming for bingo as for lunch, and they're a different same number of people. They're not necessarily the people who come for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Carol, anything from you? You're muted. You're muted, Carol.
They haven't been able to technically unmute her.
Yeah, she's unmuted. Let's see.
Can you,
Carol?
Say a few words, Carol? Nope.
No. Okay. All right. Well, we can't hear you, so Good to see you though. Shuli?
Can I add something?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just, we have an opening, a senior center director opening. So that's another concern whether the person is no longer, the director is no longer with us. So we have an opening. So if anybody knows anybody, of course, has to be bilingual. Pass them on to me, please.
Okay. And you could send that to Ebenezer as well as. you
Oh,
know,
that's a
with
good
the,
idea.
Job description. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Mhm. Julie?
So I would just reiterate everything everyone else has said. We have been doing on-site and grab it and go this whole time, and our activities have been on-site and via Zoom hybrid. Regarding the lunches, we always had more grab and go than congregate, and we're seeing the shift widen over the past couple of weeks. We have less and less people coming on site. Of course, the weather isn't helping either. So that's been keeping our numbers down. We're still doing on-site activities, and unfortunately tomorrow we have like the perfect storm between Omicron and the predicted weather. We're starting a new yoga class hybrid tomorrow morning. So it's probably not the most auspicious day to begin that, but there is a hybrid option. So maybe some of the people that would be willing to come in next week, even if the weather is bad, will try it this week. It's chair yoga. And we're just, we're keeping our eye on things, and we have been testing here as well. I mentioned at a director's meeting, we found it a little more, in some ways, cost efficient, even though it costs, to bring in a concierge COVID testing person into our center to test our staff so that we didn't lose hours of them standing in line. When we thought there might have been a suspected exposure, we tested the entire staff, and everybody stayed put at that moment, and that actually made a big difference for us. It was worth the expenditure. But yeah, we're very concerned about this variant, as our seniors are, and we're just pushing, offering to making booster appointments. Obviously staff getting boosted, and hope that this goes away soon.
Yeah. That you bring up an important point, and actually, getting back to what Fern had said about her testing. I tested a week ago Monday, and I still don't have the results. So what's that, 7, 8, 9, 10 days? I mean.
Did you test locally, Mary?
Yeah.
Because we found some people who were testing locally that did not get a response. They went in person to the testing site, and their results actually were available on the computer, but for some reason they did not get sent to them. And so anyone who's waited that long for results, Fern said she'd been waiting since last Thursday. If there's any way to get to the site where the test was taken, sometimes the results are available in their system. This is what we found.
Because I got tested at one of the bands, I got tested at one of the bands.
Right, but we had people go back to those vans, and they have Richard wants to say something, but we had people go back to those vans and check their computers, and the results were in fact there, which is very frustrating, but it's good.
Right. I mean, it's like, you don't know what to do,
Yeah,
the quarantine is over before you get your results.
Yeah. Richard.
I just want to add an exclamation point to what Shuli was saying. I didn't get results on tests I had taken back in a timely way. There were phone numbers, and finally this morning I had been waiting for results. I just went on hold on a phone call for 45 minutes and got them to send the email that hadn't been sent. So things are back, I think, in quite a few systems, different places, with different ways of breaking them loose depending on what the testing company is. I mean, they're all behind. Communication isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I was exposed, so it's like I want to know what my results are. I mean, I don't have any symptoms. I'm assuming I'm probably negative, but you don't know that because you can be positive with no symptoms. So it's and it's hard to know where to go with it. I mean, you know, the lines, you know, are ridiculous. So I don't know. It's certainly a problem. Anyway, I will get in touch with George Sanchez again and ask him if he can come next month to our meeting to do the presentation then. Since, you know, he wasn't able obviously to get on today, and I'm sorry about that. Does anybody have any old business? Think about one of the things that I thought about is that we had talked about, because Rabbi Yosef, and I hope you're tuned in here.
I'm here.
Okay. We talked about the possibility of moving our meeting forward to start at possibly at 11. If, you know, thinking about you and your difficulty with them scheduling meetings for you at the time of our committee meeting. I wonder if you can, you know, have any thoughts about that. Would that help you, or?
What would the reason be? I'd prefer earlier, actually. Why would 11 people want to start later?
Well, because you've had difficulty, you know, because of meetings being scheduled for you.
Oh, just
during the time of our meeting.
for me, yeah, I think earlier is better than later, actually. I don't know what
Okay.
everyone else feels. Or
That
leaving
might
it.
open
I
up a new-
don't think you
new
should change
batch
it
of
for me.
problems.
Yeah, it's just, I can't predict.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so we'll leave it like it is, because that may, you know, impact the community board staff as well, because I know that sometimes they have a meeting right after hours. So, yeah, all right, so we'll leave it then at 10:30.
Well, I think we should, because most of the senior center staff needs to be off by 12 since we serve lunch.
Right, right. Okay. So that's no longer an issue. Any new business we need to deal with? Hearing none.
Oh, no, Maciel wanted to speak, I think.
Oh, okay. Maciel, go ahead.
Would you guys happen to know if there's like any mass distributions or like at-home kits for seniors in the community that they're giving out? Either DIFTA or anybody else?
At-home testing kits, you mean?
Yeah.
So I can say there's only a plan to distribute. We were sent a survey to answer as to whether or not we were willing to be distribution sites. I said yes, but they don't yet know their supply, and therefore there's no actual rollout of it yet. When it's rolling out, I think both this committee and WICOA will send something out.
Thank you.
Anything else? Maciel, could you tell us a bit, because I'm wondering myself about how the Quarters on Newark is working these days, being as how, you know, you're no longer over in my neck of the woods on 169th.
Sure. Yeah, I know. So we lost our space back last year, right? November. So we've been working remote this whole time. And until we're able to like secure a place at Isabella, like an office, then we would be able to go in person, even just to have like a basis of operation, right? But I guess with you know, COVID getting worse, like it's still unclear when we would be able to have that office until things, you know, mellow down a little bit. So we've been doing everything remotely, like all our programming through Zoom or through Teams. We partnered with like New York Cares, who does like discussion groups for us. And also with like the Presbyterian, who's been doing like health promotion groups like for mental health and well-being. And basically all of our casework, we're asking clients to please send us like photos of their documents or like any letters that they're receiving. And then we're able to do stuff online.
Can you send me contact information? Because, you know, I live in the old Quarters on Newark neighborhood.
Yeah.
And, you know, I run into people and they have issues and they want to know, you know, what to do. I mean, there are people who already were associated with, you know, with the Newark, but there are others in the community that, talking about benefits and things like that. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll send you an email, Mary, and I can send you the name, like our information also for the resource center, because they're also working remote as well.
right.
The resource center does have like a PO box that clients can actually mail their stuff to if they're unable to to send pictures or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So I'll
Okay.
send you all that information.
Thank you very much.
Got it.
And if anybody else wants that information, let me know. Any announcements?
I have to, this is Maria.
Yeah.
I noticed on Facebook and on the news that there's a lot of elderly people are wandering around. They are suffering either from amnesia, Alzheimer's, things like that, and family are looking for them. Is there any way that word can be sent to seniors or to relatives about maybe getting they notice that someone is getting in those conditions, to try to put a little. Years ago, there was an idea of putting bracelets on some people so they could be identified. Anything that we could do for the seniors in our community about that, today I got a notice about a woman she's lost for the last 2 days, 160th Street.
Right, I got
Another
that
one
too.
was 157. There was another one in Inglewood. There was all over the place. It's just, this is crazy. Maybe the weather or the pandemic, whatever is happening. But I think that we need to start, trying to. Your cat is all over the place and you're back, Mary. Anyway, so I mean, I'm just an idea, just to think about how we can address that type of issue.
Maria, in terms of preventative, let me have Caring Kind and the Alzheimer's Association send out to you and to Mary the information about the safe return bracelets. That's what you're talking about, is that it's a bracelet with an ID number only on it, so that the police could call that phone number, give the ID number, and the person can be relocated to their family or connected back to their family. And I'd be happy to share those resources.
We used to have, I mean, some people, some elderly people don't refuse to wear, the bracelet. That's one problem.
Yes.
But years ago, we had them. I didn't know that they were still,
Yeah, they're still around.
Okay. Thank you, Fern.
Sure.
Anything else?
Mary.
Lilia, yes.
I just wanted to say, in case any of the members of senior centers are having issues scheduling tested for COVID or benefits, that we will be able to assist. Like I said earlier, I will be sending that information to you, and as well as my information.
Okay. And I'll forward that out to everyone who's on the call.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't know which agenda you guys got, because I sent out one and then I realized there was a mistake on it and I sent out another one. But anyway, our next meeting is not January 6th, obviously, but it will be February 3rd, 2022. And I have something that I want to close out the meeting with. Unless anybody has any other agenda items or things they want to bring up, I will do this and then we will close the meeting.
Actually, it's Diane. I was just gonna share a few words. Is that okay? Or
absolutely.
So very nice to meet you all. This is my first time attending the meeting, and I'm Diane Ashley, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer for MJHS Health System, inclusive of Isabella. And Betty was on my team, and obviously a huge shock for us and a loss for the Isabella family. And as all of you have so eloquently said today, for the community at large. We have been so, I didn't realize I'd taken myself off camera, so apologize for that. We have been so moved by the outpouring of love and affection and appreciation and celebration of Betty. She was small but mighty, and it takes a lot for someone to reach the status of institution. And there's no question that that Betty did that and touched so very many lives. We obviously remain very much committed to the community. There's no way, as some of you said, that you can replace Betty. She was one of a kind, but we are in the process now that we're back from the holidays of developing a plan to move forward and to continue to support the community. In the interim, if there's an emergency need, I will give Ebenezer the contact information at executive office. So if somebody has an immediate need that needs to be dealt with, that we can help do that. But as soon as we know what the plan is going to be, I will share that back with all of you. But again, just wanted to share our appreciation, our personal sense of loss. I've had the pleasure of working with Betty for the last 4 years. And we look forward to working together with all of you. There's certainly been discussion about trying to do something to properly memorialize Betty. You guys have known her longer than I have, but it was her wish that there be no funeral and no wake. And all of us want to get together and celebrate her life and do something to pay tribute to her. We won't be able to come together on the Isabella campus for all of the reasons that you guys know in terms of exposure. But I do look forward to working with the community on coming up with something that we all feel is an appropriate celebration of her life and her contributions. So wanted to say thank you for your support and your kind words. We echo your sense of loss. Betty was known by everybody everywhere inside Isabella, from the top of the building to the bottom of the building and across the community. And so the loss is profound. Thank you.
And I have to say, from the top of Manhattan to the bottom of Manhattan.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
Isabella was at the top and
she lived down in Stuyvesant Town. Yep, absolutely.
Right.
Diane, and sorry, do you have the telephone number for the executive office?
Yes, I'll call you separately and give it to you. Okay, just so we can flow it all through. Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'll email you. Thank you, Ebenezer.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, so anybody else, anything? All right, so let me do this. Today is a special day for many people. It's Three Kings Day, also known as the Epiphany, and a very important day for many, many, many people. And I have something I'd like to read. Maria has suggested that I get a gift for everyone. And, with us not meeting in person, it's difficult, if not impossible, for me to do that and get a gift out to everybody. So I thought I would have something to read, and I will do that now, and then we will call the meeting close. We will end the meeting. May the glory of the Lord fill your heart with joy and peace. May the Star of Bethlehem bring love and peace in your lives today and always. Use this day to help someone with the gift of service and good deeds. Happy Three Kings Day. Thank you. And
thank you.
With that, we adjourn the meeting at
That's
11:40
adorable.
a.m.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Olga.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.